Today we answer whether aim point is actually helpful on the greens. Let's get into it. Welcome back everyone, my name is Kieran from Close to Scratch, and today we're not going to be doing a golf vlog, we're going to be doing something slightly different. I'm going to be going over aim point and why I think it's useful, or you may think it's not useful around the greens. I have been lucky enough to take a couple of lessons with one of the best aim point coaches in the United States, also somebody that's in the top 75 for Golf Digest as a coach. So super happy to share a little bit of what I learned with him and try to give you guys kind of like an aim point crash course without really overwhelming you, because there is quite a bit of information in aim point that makes it a little difficult for, I guess, the average Joe like myself to kind of get a grasp of. So first things first, what the hell is aim point? So the easiest way to describe aim point, I'm not sure who the person that derived it was, I'm sure we'll put the information on the screen, but it's fairly simple. What I'm doing is trying to get a gauge for the putt that I'm going to be making, or the green that I'm going to be reading with my feet as opposed to just my eyes. It's kind of counterintuitive. You'd think that your eyes see, they see the break and whatnot, but that's actually the furthest thing from the truth. I see it with my eyes, if anything, on the right inside of the cup. So I'm gonna make that putt now. The putt is showing me with my eyes. I haven't hit this putt, so I don't know, maybe I am right, but I see this breaking, if anything, dead straight or slightly right of center. So let's make that putt now. And as you guys can see there, we hit it right of center and we just lip out. So it had a small amount of break to the right from left to right, but as you can see, my eyes from this angle are giving me something a little different. I'm seeing a slight right to left break. That's where aim point is kind of at its best. In aim point, we're using our feet to break down the putt. You can break it down in thirds, quarters, whatever you see fit. It usually just depends on the length of the putt for myself. Here, like I said, we have about a 4 to 6 footer. I'm gonna pull it back a little bit. Obviously, I can cheat a little bit because I saw the ball wiggle to the right, but we're gonna use our feet to get a feel for it. I'm currently feeling like my right foot is standing a little straighter than my left foot. It has a slight bend at the knee, but don't concentrate on that too much. I think the biggest feeling you wanna have is, I usually like to close my eyes for a quick second, open them, and kind of feel it and make my decision and just believe in it. I don't like to counterthink myself. Again, the entire way through, I feel about 0.5% of slope on going left to right. Once again, this will be much easier to look at in a more scientific way, I should say, if you have something called a leveler. You can buy those at like Home Depot, or I bought mine from Amazon, and I've bought 2 of them and I've left 2 at the putting green. So forgive me for that, but it's really great. Those actually show you in the percentage. Make sure you put it on the percentage, by the way, it's really important, the setting, and you just plop it right there, right in the middle of the green that you're reading, and it'll tell you 1%, 2%, and use that as a test, test yourself. When you're using these, you have to feel with your feet what actually is 1%. What is a 1% break? To me, this actually feels very slight, but I feel about, I'd say 0.75 to 0.5, which is about 0.5% of break slope, I should say, going left to right in this putt. So now, after stomping all over my line, hopefully it is in fact something close to that. When you're about 6 feet out is when you can entertain the finger thing, and that's what you see most common. Some people do it a couple different ways. They'll always put all 4 fingers up and read it. Somebody like Victor Hovland is someone I see that does that pretty often. They just put their 4 fingers up no matter what, and then wherever their fingers line is where they make their decision. So the easiest way for me to do it is I stand right over my ball at the 6 feet mark. If you're right eye dominant, you're gonna close your left eye, keep your right eye open, and use your right hand. So now you guys can see the vision through my eyes. My ball is right here, and there's a hole. Assuming that this is a 1% break, we want to stand right over the ball, and with our hands, assuming that this is a slower green, we'll put our hand almost all the way out, curl up your knuckle like this. You can also put your finger out, but it just depends. You put it out. You want to have this left side covering about the middle or half the cup. And then the other side will just be where our reed is. So our reed will be right about here. If there's any more break, you put up 2 knuckles like this. That's for 2%, 3%, and then 4%. Obviously, if the break is the other way, so if it's not right to left, you do the same thing, but on the other side of the hole, just like this. So now this becomes our break for 1%. I'm getting a reed to right about here. Somewhere in this neighborhood is where I want my ball to end up landing. I'm gonna put my chapstick here as a visual guide reference so you guys can see what the reed is showing me. For this putt to go on the left center or the dead middle, I need my ball to hit that. And it goes right in the middle of the hole. The biggest thing to making this work is actually making that effort. The feet thing, the only way you can feel what a one slope is, I can't describe it just by telling you video or audibly, obviously. You're gonna have to get that level. It's about $15 to $25. You can get a nice one on Amazon, and put the level in between your feet, right in between your feet, to get the gauge of the slope. Make the decision, say, okay, that's a 1. Step back, it tells you right there the percentage. Okay, that was a 2. Okay, step right over, and again, tell yourself, okay, this is what a 2 feels like. I have to remember that. And then go to different parts of the golf course and gauge the slope with your feet. Start practicing that. The biggest advantage I believe that Aimpoint has is that it removes a lot of the guessing, and you can just commit to a line. When I see that this is my line on this putt from 6 feet going downhill, I know for a fact that's my line. I don't care if I miss it on the high side, I don't care if I miss it on the low side. I have a line that I can commit to. And when you're putting, that's so important and it's so powerful. I know for a fact that this putt is always gonna be breaking left to right for me. I know for a fact that my line is just gonna be about a ball out to the left here for this to be right in the center. And I'm gonna commit to that line. And that's right down the middle. Gonna line up my ball here. I definitely feel the slope. I definitely feel the slope with my feet when I stand over the putt. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a perfect putt. I cannot believe that. That is insane. You don't need to be a great putter when you have Aimpoint, when you're really consistent and you really believe in the line that's in front of you. I can't stress that enough. And that is gonna wrap up Aimpoint, at least the dummy version of it for now. If you guys wanna see more of this, you guys can let me know in the comment section down below. I'm happy to do a one-on-one session with Coach Heinrich, which will go deeper into the details of this putting, I guess, strategy, I could say. If you guys have any questions, like I said, make sure to drop them in the comment section down below. But for today's video, that's gonna conclude day 2 of this grind. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next episode tomorrow.